morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Truitt here to talk to you about our Thursday math, May 7th, procedural practice. So we're going to show two ways of subtracting 762 minus 239. And we're going to show our work below. So I've circled the numbers. This is actually the problem we're solving. We're taking 239 away from 762, and we're going to show two ways to subtract, and we want to show our work below. I'm showing you four ways. I'm going to go over many different strategies today. So first I drew a number line. I went back 400. So I started at 400 and I jumped to 500 here, but right in the middle is 450. So we would count 400, 450, 500, 550, and so on. When we get to 700, here's 750, and 762 would be about right here. So when we start subtracting on the number line, we subtract like we would subtract when we are subtracting a problem. And we start with our ones place. So I want to take 9 away from 62. I could take the 2 away and then take 6 more away to get to my answer, but I'm going to go ahead and count back using my fingers. So starting at 62, 762, put that in your head, and then you're going to count back 9, 761, 760, 759, 758, 757, 756, 755, 754, 753. So if I know 750 is right here, I know 53 is just right after that. So I'm going to make a bracket here, and I'm going to write 9, and then I will write that we are at 753. Okay, so we are done with our ones. The next thing I need to do is take away 30 tens. I'm only looking at my tens place here, and I have a 5 there. If I take 3 away from 5, I would have 2. So we need to go back 30, and that would be going back to 723. 723, because 5 take away 2, 3 is 2. So 723. So 725 is right in the middle of 700 and between 700 and 750. So 723 would be right directly before that. So now I'm going to make another bracket, and I'm going to write 30, and I'm going to put where I stopped, and that was at 723. Right, now we've gone back 39. We have to go back 200 more. I'm going to jump 100 and then another 100. So we look at that 7. If I was taking 1 away from 7, I would go to 6. So we're going to jump back from 723 to 623. So again, I'm going to make a mark in between 50 and 100 here, and it would fall right before that 725 would be 700 or 623. So this is a jump of 100, and I would be at 623. Now I have to go back one more 100, so I'm going to take away 1 from the hundreds place, take away 100, so my 6 becomes a 5. So now we're going to go back to 523. 523. So again, I'm going to make another bracket. I'm taking away 100, and I land on 523, which happens to be my answer. So I jumped back 9, I jumped back 30, and then I jumped back 100, and then I jumped back 100. And if you add those together, you get 239. Okay, we're going to round. When we round, we are rounding to the tens place. When you round to the tens place, you look at the ones place. So looking at this number, 762, I see 2 is not 5 or more. It is not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. it's actually between, it's 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be in this area. So it says if it's 4 or less, let it rest. That means that I let this 6 stay at 6 tenths, and my 2 becomes a 0. I am not rounding it up. It is just staying the same. 6 stays the same. It doesn't go up. Okay, but when I look at my 9 here, because remember your ones place tells you whether your tens place is going to round up or down. My 9 is 5 or more. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is in the up the score. So that's telling me that this 3 is going to change to a 4, and that my 9 is going to become a 0. Whenever you round, your ones place becomes a 0 if you're rounding to the tens. If you're rounding to the hundreds, your ones and tens place become zeros. Okay? So now let's go ahead and subtract. 0 take away 0, of course, is 0. 6 take away 4 is 2. 7 take away 5. 7 take away 2 is 5. Excuse me, I got ahead of myself. 520. And if I add the 3 more back on, I would have 530. Okay, we're going to move to base 10 subtraction. So up here is my 762, and down here is my 239. All right, so I've made 700s, 6 tens and 2 ones, and 200s, 3 tens, and 9 ones. So again, we always start with our ones. And I see that I have 9 ones here, but I'm trying to, the 2 is trying to subtract the 9 ones, and I can't do that. So I need to borrow from a 10 and make 10 ones. Okay? So now I can subtract these 9 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want them to go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that leaves me with 3 ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 ones down here because that's what I have left. 3 ones. I'm going to go to my tens. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. So I have 2 tens left. I'm going to go ahead and bring those down. And then I'm going to subtract my hundreds. 100, 200, 100, 200. And that leaves me with 500s. And if I was to translate this, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. 2 tens is 20, and 3 ones is 3. Okay, 523. So we've gotten the same answer for all of these problems. So let's go on to the algorithm. That's just basic subtraction anytime you're solving with numbers. So we would look at this first number here and see that there is more on the floor. So I have to go to my neighbor's door and borrow a 10. So the 6 becomes a 5. I bring my 10 over, and I put the 2 behind it because this is my ones place. I'm bringing over a 10. 12 take away 9 is 3. 5 take away 3 is 2. And 7 take away 2 is 5. So all of our problems equal 523. Let's move on. What number should be placed in the box to make this equation true, similar to the ones we were doing yesterday? Explain how you found the missing number. All right, so I have to add something to this number to get this number, okay? So I only have 2 numbers here, so I'm going to have to do one of 2 things. I'm going to either have to subtract 160 from 230, or I'm going to have to add 160 to 230. But what I need to get in the end is I need to make sure that this side equals this side. So whatever I do, this side has to equal 230. So this number and this number added together. So figure out if you should subtract or add, put that number in the box. Once you add these together, you have to get 230. So they're equal or the same on both sides, equal or the same. All right, we're moving on to our math task. So we have, it says there are 5 nests in a chicken coop, and there are 2 eggs in each nest. That's important information, 2 eggs in each nest. If the farmer wants 25 eggs, how many more eggs does she need? How many more? I say that a lot. We don't know how many more. It's like a question. How many more do we need? So we have to figure it out. So this we have to figure out what that means. What does how many more mean? Do you guys remember? I want you to think about it and tell your parents what how many more means. It means that we need to find the difference. When we find the difference, the operation that we use is subtraction, okay? So these are some of the things I know. I know that I have 5 nests. I'll make little nests here. I like drawing the pictures, that's the best part. So if you think of when you're doing word problems, always draw a picture. That'll make it a lot easier for you. And here's the 4th nest. All right, so we have 5 nests here all together, 5 nests here. And it says in each nest that there are 2 eggs. This one's going to have little robin's eggs, 2 blue eggs. It's going to have little green eggs and ham. This one's going to have kind of peachy colored eggs. Okay, this one's going to have brown eggs. All right, and then we'll do a mixture in this one. We'll do a green one and a blue one. So what you need to do is figure out how many eggs they have right now. How many eggs do they have right now? So there are 2 in each nest. This is what we know. That we know that there are 2 eggs in each nest. There are 2 eggs in each nest. That's what we know. And we know that there are 5 nests. So we've drawn the picture. These are 2 things that we do know. We also know that the farmer, we'll say the farmer wants 25 eggs. All right? Farmer wants 25 eggs. I want you to figure out how many eggs the farmer has right now. How many eggs does she have? And how many eggs does she need? So this is the total number of eggs. Figure that out. And then this is how many she needs. So what is the difference between the 2? Remember what you do for the difference. When you have your answer, go ahead and draw a picture, and I'd like you to post it in the portfolio if you can. If you're in the portfolio, hopefully everybody's gotten in there and has started using it. So if not, please message me and I will help you get there. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a mindful day, and I hope this really helped you today with math. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.